Stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome, everyone. This is Monday, December 18th. Have you any questions or comments, concerns? Come up to this microphone over here on the podium, give us your name and address, and tell us what is on your mind. We could have the roll call, please.
Mayor Cedar,
Here.
Councilmember Gottler,
Here.
Councilmember Kufa is absent, Councilmember Laporte,
Here.
Councilmember Paul is absent, Councilmember Volz,
Here.
Councilmember Watt,
Here.
Make a motion to excuse Kuffa and Paul from the meeting.
Or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Consent agenda number 4A, City Council minutes of December 4th, 2023, special and regular meetings, recommendation approved. B is the Housing Commission minutes of draft minutes of November 14th, 2023 meetings, recommendation received.
Motion to approve A and B as presented, Your Honor.
Support.
Questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The presentation tonight for the Rotary Club of St. Clair Country Park Storybook Walk Project. Up for that.
Diane.
Diane? You're up.
Diane Ives with the St. Clair Rotary Club. You want my address? You need my address?
Sure.
962 North Riverside, St. Clair.
Thank you.
2 doors down from you. Wow. So I'm here. The Storybook Walk is where kids can walk and learn at the same time. Imagine walking down a trail with your child and you come upon a page from a children's book. As you continue walking, you find another page and then another page. And you begin to realize you're following a story. This is a storybook walk. It's fun, it's educational, it's active. It gives activity that places the pages from the children's story along a trail in the community. We've selected Cletcha Park. It's for children of all levels to enjoy the outdoors and read a book with their family and friends. A storybook walk helps children build interest in reading and encouraging healthy outdoor physical fitness. Some of the books could even have in the text, sometimes they'll say, you know, like skip or wiggle or put your arms in the air. And so then you go to the next page and then you'd be doing something else. And so it may or may not be like that, but it could be something in nature, it could be something seasonal, it can vary. Rotary has a long history of working with the city to develop and improve our community and parks. Here's some of the examples here. We currently have $3,000 for the storybook walk. $1,000 was donated. We had $2,000 in our budget for this year, and we will be applying for a grant. I have no reason to believe we won't get for another $3,000, and then our fiscal year starts in July, so then that we'll have next year's budget to draw from to get to pay for the remainder of the cost of the storybook walk. In your packet was a quote of $7,145.91, so we have it covered. And any questions?
I think it's a great idea.
Marysville has it already. I'm the assistant district governor for Rotary, so I oversee other Rotary clubs from Fort Gratiot down to Algonac. Fort Gratiot has one, Marysville has one, St. Clair is going to have one, I hope, and Algonac is planning to do it. It's in their phase 2. I don't know when phase 2 comes, but it's in their phase 2. And Marine City is also one of my clubs. I haven't talked to them yet, but maybe we'll work on that in the future. But it is a trend. You'll see it, the realtor.com or whatever, a realtor resource, wrote up about Storybook Walk. So there's an asset to the community, to property value, to drawing probably young families, grandparents, children alike. I see, they're at the splash pad and they're, taking a break. They can go for a walk, read a little story. They're sitting around watching their older sibling practice baseball. They could go for a walk. They're going to go play on the playground. They could also read a little story. Every time I've been over there, I see people going for walks. It's surrounded by a neighborhood. So people are walking with their strollers and going there and going through there anyways. So it's an ideal spot, I think. It's a park that needs, as we all know, a little oomph and some attention on that side of the river. And I just see it as a wonderful opportunity. The library, the St. Clair County Library, supports this. They decommission books. You have to buy a couple of books because you have to take them apart to put the pages in the display cases. Can't copy them because of copyright laws. So they decommission a couple of books. Rotary, of course, will always be there to support that, to either help the library install it, maybe even buy books. We're not going to leave. We're here to stay, and Rotary, one of their areas of focus is literacy. So and the other is environment, and that's part of why we did the wildlife landing, was for environment. So it kind of ticks a lot of things. Health, it ticks environment, it ticks education, literacy. So it's a great project for us. I hope you like it too.
So just processing them. You go to the county library, get a book, take the pages out, and put it inside the panel mounts. So the book that you get will have to be a number of pages that.
Yeah, the St. Clair County Library will do that, and they will purchase the books and take them apart. And so because we have Fort Gratiot, because we already have Marysville, we're just going to get more bang for our bucks, because those are all done by Rotary as well. So we're just going, we can have it in Marysville in June. We could have that book in August in St. Clair. It could have been in September in Fort Gratiot.
So Rotary changes all the books?
Right now, the library
On a
is
monthly
doing.
basis, or?
Yeah, they've been doing it on a monthly basis. In the winter, maybe not quite as quick, but yeah, basically once a month. So, if we had 12 books, we could recycle those. You wouldn't see it for a whole nother year, even if you just bought 12 books. But, a year later, a kid who was being read to could read it maybe the next year. So it doesn't hurt to see the same book over again.
Yeah.
But certainly we would love to support them with books as well.
Thank you. I think it seems like a very cool idea. I wish you the best luck with it.
A lot of communities, urban and rural, are doing it.
Good. Thank you. Thank you, Diane. Keep up the good work, you guys.
Pardon me?
Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go to number 6, orders and resolutions. Resolution 2336, fireworks suspension.
Yes, Your Honor. The city has already approved the special event application from the St. Clair Chamber of Commerce to hold their annual Icy Bazaar event in January 2024. The event includes a fireworks display, of which the council has already approved the local fireworks permit and the lease of Palmer Park. This resolution is the last of the formal documents pertaining to the event. The city currently has an ordinance that prohibits fireworks except for specific dates, and the Icy Bazaar falls outside of those specific dates. So a resolution to suspend the fireworks ordinance for that particular date of January 20th is required for ordinance compliance. So the resolution, aside from the applicable dates, is the same format as last year. A motion to adopt the resolution as presented is recommended.
I'll make that motion.
Support.
All right, the question is support and made and supported. Any questions? Call the roll, please.
Laporte,
Yes.
Folds,
Yes.
Watt,
Yes.
Stotler,
Yes.
Cedar.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Thank you.
Number 7, reports of administration. Mr. Bishop, what do you got over there?
I have a few things this evening we'd like to talk about. First thing I'd like to mention to the board is the Retirement Corrective Action Planning Monitoring Compliance from the Department of Treasury. This simply says that based on our long-term pensions, these are those long-term pension liabilities that we have. These are for retirees who they work for the city, they've earned their retirement, and now they're enjoying retirement. That liability, the monies that we pay to those retirees, we have to meet a certain threshold, and for this particular, for the particular program here is 40% of obligation, and we are just under 40%, and that's for OPEB, that's for other post-employment benefits. So 40% is the number they like to see. We're just below that right now. Within the next year, maybe 2 tops, we'll be above that, and we won't have to fill out this corrective action planning form. What I wanted to say was that this is from the Department of Treasury. Upon review, the Municipal Stability Board has certified that your local government has met all the cap monitoring criteria and satisfied all reporting requirements under the Act. Therefore, the board has certified your local government is in substantial compliance with the Act and any proposed corrective action plan, meaning that the documentation, the forms that we had filled out and sent to Treasury proving that we are on a way to meet that 40% was met favorably. And this is just a report saying that the State Department of Treasury has received it and has approved our cap plan for this year. So that is good for the city. I want to talk a little bit about some project updates. I know Representative Ryan Kern from AEW is here. We're going to talk about a sludge line a little bit earlier on, but I want to hit some of the bigger projects just right off the top. We're going to start with our most favorite project, which is the bike path, and it's important to know. We know that the bike path, though in the future many will not remember about how it came to be, and we're going through some trials and tribulations now. But any issues that we are finding, they will be rectified, and that's a commitment. That if there's an issue now, we're catching it now, and just by the grace of the weather alone, has postponed the completion of the project until April. Between now and then, every item that we need punch listed and every issue that we find will be noted to be fixed before it's officially opened and any other monies are paid out. With that being said, we do know that concrete retaining walls have been installed at 902, 910, 916 Clinton Avenue, and currently finishing up wall work at 1104 Clinton Ave. It's been noted that there are quality issues with the retaining wall, and certain defects are present. And we are saying that these issues will be rectified before the completion of the project. I think that's a very important statement to make for those citizens who live on Clinton Avenue, that they're seeing the product in front of their home, and they're going to see this every day. And we're saying as a city, and as the AEW here as a civil engineer, that those issues will be rectified before we sign off on final paperwork. Okay. Also about the bike path, a notice will go out to residents next week with an update on the project. They'll talk about timelines, what they can expect, and just as a general notice of where we are and where we're going to be going. Moving on to Fredmore Highway concrete pavement repairs. This is a completed project, but just to remind everybody that the city was successful in being awarded $164,000 in federal aid funding with $36,000 match required from the city. This project was completed by Florence Cement and was completed under budget. Currently working through closeout documents with Florence Cement and MDOT. It is good to note that on December 28th, we will have a public bid opening for the 2024 road projects. Last year, if you recall, we started talking about road projects, and we went. We had great discussions, and it lasted quite a while. And we vowed to say that we will have a winter meeting where we not only discuss all the road projects, but go into heavier detail about what needs to be completed. So when after we figure out the bid and what we want to do and not do, we will be first in line on the construction schedule, which should start in the spring and not later on in the year. We have a proposed end date for road projects. We're asking these things to be done around May. What we're trying to do is to avoid any of the summer festivals, boat races, art fair, jazz fest, all those things we were competing with this last year. We learned that lesson. We're trying to get ahead of it for next year. That's why the bid opening is so soon. Gulf and Laura water main replacement. This is from Palmer to St. Clair Highway. Due to numerous breaks along these water mains, we are nearing completion of the design, that's with AEW, to replace the water main along the east side of Gulf from Palmer to St. Clair Highway and on the north side of Laura from Gulf to Riverside. We can expect the design plans to be completed around next week or so and put out a bid and award a contract to complete construction in the winter spring 2024. Quick update about housing. The Belle Maison condominiums. Engineering plans have been approved for 46 duplex condominium units on the east side of Kearney Drive between North Delano Street and Camberwell Apartments. We're awaiting an Eagle water main permit, but all the other permits have been received. Pre-construction meeting was held on December 12th. T.R. Piper's Act was there, and they're completing the site work for this project. Clearing of the site is expected to start very soon. However, underground utility construction not expected to start until late winter and early spring. AEW will provide the inspection services for that underground utility work.
Quentin, where's the location of that?
Excuse me.
North of Gearing.
East side of Kearney Drive.
South
of Gearing.
South of Gearing.
Yep. Another related to housing, the Hampton Manor Assisted Living. This is going to be 300 North Kearney Drive. Engineering plans were approved in March of 2023. We're moving up, actually getting into the phase of pre-construction meetings. That was held on December 12th. Clearing of the site has started and expect to start underground utility construction in early January and going through the winter. So there will be some activity in and around Gearing Elementary. One thing that we had mentioned before, when we were doing Kearney Drive last year, we wanted to pay close attention to all the car backups that were parking along Kearney. And this is going to happen again. We're going to have construction. We're going to have heavy equipment. We don't need to intermingle young children, parents and grandparents loading and unloading with heavy machinery in the area. And so Bob and I are right now, we're working on uplifting the guardrail on Adams Street. Dr. Sabula really liked how we could access Adams Street and use it as a path through, as a drop off and pickup, and then the exit Kearney going one way instead of maneuvering loops within that parking lot. That seemed to be a good solution, so we're going to return to that once construction really kicks up again. Okay. Last but not least, wanted to mention that the Cox Road Sidewalk TAP grant application was sent to SEMCOG. We heard, and congratulations to East China Township. They actually had a shared use path for $311,000 to be approved. Our ask was for $375,000. I reached back out to SEMCOG and just want clarification. What do we do well? What they like about the application? Is there going to be another announcement in February of any extra monies? But I thought that we wrote an outstanding application. I want to thank Ryan Kern for his assistance on that. And we're going to continue going after any monies that are available. We foresee, and the people I spoke with, that when the middle school is transferred over to the high school, it's going to be a much different experience with 12, 13, or 14-year-olds coming and going in that school than we've ever seen before. Last but not least, for all of the road construction projects that we're looking to go to bid, we have received proposals from AEW to complete the inspection observation services, and that's just to make sure that we have somebody on site for all of our road projects, making sure what's being done, keeping the contractors honest, and then the final project, make sure that before we punch list, we have our engineers looking at it, so make sure we get what we pay for. Okay? Almost done. One more. Okay. At the last meeting, we had talked about purchasing a lot. It's about 10,000 square feet. This is at the land currently owned by EPC, and this is to house the water booster station that will support what we call in-house Project 2 of the Water Infrastructure Program. EPC has a signed purchase agreement. The lot split application is under review right now. We have actually been approved by the county. We have to pay a $30 fee, which is being invoiced and sent out to make that official, and we're waiting for one correspondence back from EPC right now. But with that being said, I fully anticipate to have the lot split authorization ready to go at least at our January meeting. If not the first, definitely the second. But that is underway as well. A lot of good activity, a lot of work being done these days. That's all I have.
Any questions from Mr. Bishop? Hey, Mr. Downey, you have anything?
Nothing this evening, Your Honor.
Questions from Mr. Downey? All right, Annette, I know you have something. Go ahead.
I do. Thank you. The 2024 election season has officially kicked off with the first deadline, December 14th. We needed to have our new ballot drop box installed and under surveillance, which we do. So thank you to DPW for helping get that completed. So out front of City Hall, we have a designated absentee voter drop box for all election-related material, including ballots. It's secured permanently to a concrete foundation, and it's under 24-hour surveillance. So here we go. Other than that, City Hall will be closed for the holidays, Monday and Tuesday, December 25th and 26th, and again on Monday and Tuesday, January 1st and January 2nd. And January meetings, I know the mayor will mention this as well, they have been moved, just as a reminder, to the 2nd and 4th Monday, January 8th and January 22nd. So you can keep a lookout for those agendas. They will be posted appropriately. And I'll speak a little more after Councilmember Gottler speaks about Wreaths Across America that we participated in on Saturday. But that's all I have for now. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Annette. The Cemetery Board has been working pretty steadily all year on becoming a part of the Wreaths Across America program, and we did that for the first time this year. That was this past Saturday, the 16th. It's at noon, and every cemetery that participates does it at the exact same time. Port Huron's been doing that for a long time with a lot of success, and it went very well. We will, after doing it the first time, we'll have more time to prepare next year, and it'll grow, and we'll give more people notice now that we know we'll be able to do that. But there's a lot of people to thank, for that, and Annette, you have some people from the board.
I do, yes, thank you. So it was an honor for all of us to participate in that ceremony. As Councilmember Gottler stated, we did just the ceremonial wreath laying this year. We do hope to expand the program to individual gravesite location of placing of wreaths in the future. The Cemetery Board of Trustees consists of resident volunteers, and as a city clerk, I'm also the clerk of that board. Tim Disselrath, Betty Fryer, Nancy Germain, Bill Kleeman, Larry Silver, Jennifer McDonald are all members of that board. We've worked very hard, along with Councilmember Gottler, to get this in place. A couple extra thank yous for this particular ceremony. Bob Beath with DPW assisted me with the delivery of the wreaths and staging area at Hillside Cemetery. Chuck Courier at Silk's Flower Shop donated the sashes that went on each of the wreaths that donated branches of service, and also our POWs and those missing in action. That was very generous, and it was pretty last minute, and they didn't even hesitate, so I wanted to make sure to say something publicly for them. Thank you so much. Logan Mon and Catherine Huffmaster represented the Marines and Air Force respectively in placing of the wreaths, and Mary Lou Silver also helped us that day in placing a wreath, Larry's spouse, so I want to thank her as well. It was a very emotional script that we read. Once the video has been received, we will put that on the website most likely, and we'll make sure that it captured it eloquently and you can hear it. But the mission of Wreaths Across America is to remember, honor, and teach. And we feel that we made a good start with that on Saturday at exactly noon. And to learn more, please visit wreathsacrossamerica.org, and you'll hear more from the Cemetery Board in the future.
Thank you. Good job.
Thank you.
D, any authorities, or any other authorities, boards, commissions, committee chairs? All right, number 8, no unfinished business. Number 9, new business, approve authorities, boards, commission appointments. I have a couple of different appointments. I'll ask for your approval on these. To the Board of Review, reappoint Judy Shawn and Liz Schweier for each to a one-year term to expire December 31st, 2024. The DDA, reappoint Tim Burns for one-year term expiring December 31st, 2024, and reappoint Bill Kaufman and Roy Clutch of each for three-year terms expiring December 31st, 2026. And finally, Historic District Commission, reappoint Ed Neiman with a residency waiver and Annette Sturdy, each to a three-year term expiring December 31st, 2026. I'll need a motion to approve the appointments and to allow the residency waivers.
So moved.
Support?
Any questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, let's go to B, award for wastewater treatment plant sludge line replacement. Mr. Bishop? Or is that?
I want to have Mr. Kern speak on this.
All right. Welcome, Ryan.
How you
How
doing?
you doing?
Good. It's been a
How's
little
the bike
while.
path going?
Good, good. We'll
great,
get there.
man.
We'll get there. Good evening, Mayor and Council. So this item is for the award of the contract to replace the sludge line at the wastewater treatment plant. About a year and a half, 2 years ago or so, we had a repair that was done on that line. It was a pretty costly repair. That line's about, on average, about 12 foot deep in the ground. It's a 6-inch force main line, ductile iron. Found that basically the pipe's kind of eroding away. It's the same issue that we're seeing with the water main breaks over on Goff and Laura Street, which is right nearby too. We're seeing that that ductile iron water main, the soil's just eating away at that main. So we decided to move forward with replacing the sludge line. It's about 260 feet of pipe that goes from the main building to the control building over at the wastewater treatment plant. And we received 4 bids last week on it. Murray Underground was the low bid at $143,000. We did put a 10% contingency on that just for unforeseen conditions, and looking to award with that 10% contingency at $157,300.
Can I just ask a question, because I'm interested, what's causing that? You said the soil is eating it? Is it
That's what we believe.
salinity,
It's just the-
pH?
Yeah, we believe it's the poor soils that are over there. It's just eating away at that duct
So-
line. So the new pipe that we're proposing would be a plastic pipe, yeah. Same on the Goff water main when we do that. But we've been, recently, the last few water main projects that we've done, we've been putting PVC water main in.
And this is going 12 feet deep, you said?
Correct. There's a lot, we look to try to shallow, bring that up, but there's so many utilities in the ground in that area that we really can't do that.
Does the plant have to shut down? How long does that take if it does?
It would be a brief interruption. It wouldn't interrupt service at all, but it'd be a brief interruption when we do the connections. We're going to put the new pipe in, test it, and then we would make the connection into the old pipe going into the plant, and then abandon. So the new pipe will go in right next to the old pipe, and then we'll abandon the old pipe.
So Ryan, anytime I see bids like this, 143 and the top one's 330, it's a real wide discrepancy. I understand that some of these guys are so busy, they're just putting numbers out there.
I think that may be the case. I'm
Because
not
when I
really
look
sure
at-
on this one, but yeah, I think our estimate was between 125 and 150,000 is what we had estimated for this project.
But I'm going to just pick your brain from it. If I look at Murray Underground at item number 9 to abandon the 6-inch main, their quote is $500, and Telto's is $17,000. What do they do?
That's
What's Telto doing?
quite
different
high.
than-
Yeah, 17,000 is quite high for that item,
Well,
yes.
that's what I thought, but
Yes.
how do they justify that?
Good question. My guess is, like you said, whether they really needed the work or not, but I'm not sure why they've
Yeah.
been so high.
So we've had Murray do a lot of work in town here, and I'm generally very pleased with their work. Are
Yeah,
you?
they've done quite a few projects. Yeah, they've done a lot of water main work here in the city. They just replaced a valve for us here a few weeks ago that was inoperable at 4th and Clinton. Got that done overnight within a few hours. Yeah, we have had no issues with Murray Underground and the work that they've done here in the city.
You like a motion on it, John? So moved. Awarded to Murray Underground.
So the motion made, I need support.
Support.
Motion made, supported to award the contract to Murray Underground for the cost of $143,000. Questions?
How are we paying for this? Where's it coming from? Sewer?
Sewer fund.
Any other questions? All right, call a roll, please.
Folds,
Yes.
Plot,
Yes.
Rattler,
Yes.
Laporte,
Yes.
Peter,
Yes.
motion carries.
Thank you. Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
Let's go to number 10, claims of accounts December 7 and 14, 2023.
Hearing no questions, Your Honor, I make a motion to approve as presented.
Support?
Questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, let's go to, you got something?
Yeah.
Want to stop here for a minute?
No, I'll do just one more announcement. I just don't want to forget.
Okay.
It's important.
Let's go to number 11 then, public questions and public comments. Anybody have any non-agenda items they want to come up and talk about for a couple minutes?
Yeah, that's like list of things.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Ryan, have you seen these?
Craig Melms, 916 Clinton. I know you guys talked about earlier that you guys were going to take care of some of the issues on the bike path in the wall. Today was the first day I was able to pull into my driveway since October, and let me tell you, it's tight. I pulled up, I stopped my truck, opened my door. I can't even open my door all the way. I'm not even gonna be able to have company come over or anything. So with that, I'd like to know who the on-site inspector was during that work. Is it you, Ryan, or was there anybody on site inspecting any of this? Because it's not good. The first picture you got there is the sewer service going through the wall. It has two 22-degree 4-inch angles for the sewer to go for my sewage to go to the main. With that, I see nothing but problems with that. It's going to go through. The water's going to go through, but the paper is going to end up building up. I want to know who's going to be responsible for when I have sewer backup all the time. Because before I had no issues. With this, I'm going to have issues. And number 2 picture, that's at my front door. I have 2 sidewalks that did not get stairs. I have no entryway to my driveway or to the sidewalk, or should I say bike path now. The entryways were there before, as you see in photo number 2. I guess picture 3 is continuation of no steps, no nothing. 4 is finished work of the wall, holes. It's winter time. I'm gonna have water that's gonna get in those holes. If it freezes, that wall's just gonna bust right out. It's gonna fall apart probably this year. It's horrible. 5 and 6, 7 is continuation of the horrible work that was done. Picture number 8 is construction wall. You can see how bendy it is. That's my driveway. I lost I measured it today, I guess. I find it in my notes, sorry. I believe I lost about 2.5 feet of my driveway.
And Mr. Melms, on picture 8,
Yes.
was there a retaining wall before, and if there was it over there to the right side where there's dirt up the grass line, or
On 8, that wall was not there.
it was never there before?
No, it was never there before. And I don't know, my wife and I were both thinking, I don't think we agreed to anything on that that wall coming up my driveway.
You know if that was true along all the driveways right there? There's like 3 in a row.
I know my neighbor to the east, she didn't have a wall there. She has a wall. She's elderly. She's gonna have nothing but problems. We're gonna have nothing but problems with this, especially if it's icy. If we're coming home and I'm not out there to salt, we're gonna crash into the wall. That angle is not good. Pulling in today was tight.
Yeah, I noticed. It's tight there. It's tight.
And with the number 9 photo, if you can look at that, you can see where my driveway was. And down below, you see that dirt? Mm-hmm. You got a little pie wedge there. That's my neighbor's grass on the other side of that wall. We get a heavy rain, all that rain's gonna go right through that. All that dirt's gonna go right down the driveway and into the bike path, and they're gonna have nothing but sinkhole there. My driveway was 12 foot 4 inches, and it's down to 10 foot wide. That's not enough. I can't even open my doors. I guess what are they gonna do after to fix this problem? I didn't have this problem before. So
It's 10 foot now, Craig?
it's 10 foot now. I can't open my doors.
You lost almost.
I could open it just a little bit. I can't get out.
Yeah.
And with my I guess it's photo 12. 13 inches from my driveway up to the step. My mail lady comes and delivers mail. She falls. It's unsafe. It's unsafe for her or him, whoever it is, to deliver my mail. They have no access into to my mailbox. I guess I got to move it for now. I have no access out to the bike path where I had access. I talked to my neighbor. He said he's ill today. He was going to come, but he's not here. Phil. I asked him, because I worked during the day, if you see the inspector or whoever, call me. I'll leave work and I can come talk to him. Because now that it's poured, I'm a little behind the 8 ball, saying, hey, where's my entryways? So this is a bad look to the eyes of the city and the visitors of St. Clair. The level of workmanship is unacceptable. Unacceptable.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Hey, Craig, I can just tell you straight up that there's nobody up here that is happy with this, and we are not just sitting still on this. I know this guy, especially right here, all day, every day, and him and Kern, this is not, is not acceptable.
I'm
No.
hoping they're going to rip it out.
So are we.
It's
We fully anticipate they will be taking it out.
taken care of. I am also with my driveway. With it goes right up to where it meets the gravel. You're gonna have, when it rains hard, gravel's just gonna go right down my driveway onto the bike path. Tripping hazard. Someone's roller skating or skateboarding down that bike path. It's gonna hit a rock. Down they go. I think they should have went farther with my driveway, at least up to the bump out of my house. If you guys could go look at it.
Mm-hmm.
I get my storm drain coming off.
I don't want to pull in because I don't like how narrow it is.
What's that?
I drove over by your house the other day, and I thought, I'm going to pull in and talk to you. But I thought, that driveway's too narrow. I can't get in there.
Yeah, we can't.
You hear that, Kern? What I'm telling you, man, that driveway's too narrow. All right.
Put what I had back on there. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Craig.
Thank you.
Thanks, Craig. Appreciate your patience. Who else? What's next? All right, I will go to number 12 then. Mayor and council comments, I do have a few things. Number one, Just to reiterate what Annette said, next council meetings are January 8th and 24th. That's the second and fourth Mondays of the month, January. Trash days next week and the week after that will be on Fridays because of the holidays. I certainly hope everybody has a safe and happy holidays. And to those people over on Clinton Avenue by that whole situation, please understand that we are just as unhappy about it as you are, and it's not sitting pretty with us. And I know you know that, Ryan. All right, I won't beleaguer that point anymore right now. Go ahead.
Yep, I just had one other announcement I forgot to mention. I just wanted to congratulate Tony Percotone. So he took his test for his S3 license, and that's a big deal in the world of public services. And not only did he take it, it's a tough test to pass, and he did pass it. And so we have yet another certified person at the DPW staff. It's a big deal. All hats off to Tony for putting the work in, getting that taken care of. And now he has received from the state of Michigan his S3 license. You see Tony, you see him out and about. It's worth an attaboy because he did a good job.
Thank you.
Hearing nothing else, so Your Honor, I make a motion to adjourn.
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Everybody have a good night. Be safe out there.